Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's making a great week, folks. This quote's by Walter Anderson. Believe in something big. Your life is worth a noble motive and effort and all of the above. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. Dow Industrials finished down 23. NASDAQ was up 5. S&Ps were flat. Gold contract down $2.80, trading at $1,202 an ounce. Silver up penny and a half at $16.33. Platinum down $2.20 at $1,163 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.59 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.53, trading out of $49.28 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year up 19 ticks at 128. 30-year up 1.8 ticks at 145.09. King dollar up 330 ticks, trading at 94.67. The euro down 48 at 113, and the yen down 19 at 118.84. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do we have out here? If we go over to the SPY, bottom line, you're at 211.20. That's over the highs. The high on Friday was over the whole consolidation. The consolidation, the top of that consolidation, folks, is 208.97. You did 71 million shares. Bottom line is that even the volume on Friday was light. Even at $1.40, you're at higher high. You can go higher. NASDAQ Composite. NASDAQ NDX 100 first. We look at the NDX 100. That was up 16 bucks out here. We did 16 million shares. Was up 11 cents. At 108.53. Gold. When we take a look at the gold market, this is what we have with gold. What gold did out here today is this. You got down to 1190. You rejected lower price. We had light of oil, and we did 107,000 contracts. We're at 1201.90. What you want to see with gold, now gold was going into all the signs of strength from the last bottom that was established out here on the November 7th. So we had a nice sign of strength on the 7th itself. The 7th itself, we went from 32 to 73 in the gold market. On the 14th of November, you went from 48 to 93. And then the largest one out there, spread-wise, was December 1st. That's when gold got down to 1143 and ended up closing at 1221. That was a monster number. That's where we've been pushing into, and we've been pushing into that area with light of oil. Now, in order to get up into the larger range, gold's got to get into this 1216 area to 1228 would actually be better. 1228 is the number. What we did have out here this morning is this. There was divergence inside the metal market. The divergence that we had is that the silver contract itself had already been up. Gold, the silver contract was up 0.4% when gold was down 0.6. Bottom line, the silver ended up being the correct deal out here. Silver, we did 17,000 contracts out here. Rejected the low. Silver doesn't have as far to go to get inside the larger range. That would be, we're at 1633. You're dealing with the 1670 mark. Bonds, the ever-ready bond market, folks, once again has shown that, guess what? It does not want to stay at lower price. What is unusual on this move out here today is that the market was flat and bonds start moving topside once again. We did 1.2 million contracts inside the 10-year. The 10-year is at 128.01, and it looks like the 10-year is going to try to bust into this 128.15. It looks like it's going to make a run for it tomorrow. We'll see whether we make it or not. You get inside that area, and if we get inside that area with the steam that we did today, that's going to be higher price. That's going to say it's going after its highs once again. Big number. 30-year. What do we have with the 30-year out here? What we have with the 30-year is this. USH. 30-year bond, same type of setup. 30-year. Also rejected lower price out here last week. Today, you had juice come into the contract. We're at 145.09. Now, the 30-year really has to get back over So it's like almost another 1.5. It's 146.19 approximately. You know, you're right off these highs. That's the bottom line. The strength that the bond market did have out here today, though, is no doubt pretty incredible. King dollar. Now, let's go over to King dollar, because what has happened with King dollar is this. King dollar, once again today, try to get up and over and into its highs. The last swing point on King dollar is 95.23. We made 95.02, sold it off again, closed at 94.68. When you take a look at this, that's been 7 days in a row that it's trying to get into the minor swing. The minor swing is this 95.23 that was generated out there on February 11th. The actual high of the dollar index right now is January 26th. That being said, which is wide open, is the February 3rd level. That February 3rd low is 93.38, and I expect that's where we're going to get into and trying to test. So whether you're a bull or a bear, this is a really tight consolidation that's happening right here after an extraordinary run topside in the dollar. Euro is just the opposite. So Euro is doing the same type of consolidation move, meaning sideways, from the same type of day, which would make sense because it's the euro against the dollar against the euro, whatever way you want to look at that. And it looks to me like the bottom line, euro is going to get itself bounce going out here. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Some of the high volume stocks. Well, here, let's first take a look at what was the juice inside the NDX 100, because the NDX 100 was the strongest index out here today. Discovery Communications. You had Discovery, the A equity go up $1.40. The C equity go up 83 cents, 80.34. Apple was the third largest mover. That was up $3.50. That's trading out at 133. Gilead Pharmaceutical, Gilead Sciences rather, was up $1.09, 90 cents at 104. Taken away from it. On the way down, you had Vipul Communications down at 27 cents. Tesla was off $9.77 at 207. Citrix was down 185 at 63. And Wynn Resorts was off $4 at 154. Inside the Dow Industrials, what was putting juice inside the Dow versus taking it out? You had United Healthcare, that was the leader out there. That was up 3% actually, 2.5%. That was up 378. DuPont was up 79. You had Microsoft up 29, and Procter & Gamble was up 52. Taken away from it, Boeing was down 357. I'll also look at Boeing. Boeing's been a rocket ship, so that's interesting. Yeah, 357 is nothing for Boeing being down because it's been up. It just has gone from 120 to 160 in 3 months. So that is not a big deal whatsoever. Intel was another one on the way down today, down 65 cents at 33.76. You had Caterpillar down 95 at 83.49, and ExxonMobil was down 91 at 89.01. The oil market. So when you do look at the XLE oil market in general, oil market down today. Oil was off 2.9% today. It's pretty amazing thinking that you're dealing with 3, 4, 5% moves every day in the oil market. It's just crazy, actually. Bottom line, you had an expansion of volume. You're at 49.31. The lowest swing point is this 48.93. It's going to go after that, and we'll see how it handles the lows. You know, thus far, last Thursday, you came down with some juice. So we did 554,000. Now, oil trades on a monthly basis, meaning month to month. They roll futures, folks. So what you do get, you get expansions of volume very quickly. That's what we did have there on the 19th. Bottom line, you get a lower price, though. Today, another expansion of volume. You're going against, once you actually get into this, it's going to get interesting. If we're only 20 cents, 49.10 is actually the high of the low. So we come down another 20 cents. That's where this thing's going to get really dangerous because the low there is 45. But, you know, you get into that bar. Once you get into that bar, you start moving into that bar that weakens that whole structure. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. The Dow right now is down at 23. Nasdaq's up 5. S&P's are flat. We're going to be right back, folks.